So I wasn't old enough to remember this story, but we had just come to the United States from Mexico. We just migrated here, so I was probably 3 or 4, and my mom was telling me the story about how we got this crazy scare, like how the whole family almost got deported, dude. The whole family. So this is what happened. My entire family, right, aunts and uncles that all were in the United States, we were all staying at my uncle Oscar's house, right?
In
Like,
Corpus?
yeah, in Corpus. We were all just hanging out with him at his house, right? And my uncle Oscar, he's kind of like an entrepreneurial guy. Like he's always been an entrepreneur. Like his business has been
Drugs.
like no, not drugs.
He's one of those bad hombres.
No.
Those are my
Like
uncles.
memorabilia, right? Because he was always he ended up moving to San Antonio and like following the Spurs and stuff and like chasing Tim Duncan down for an autograph and shit like
His
that.
name's
Like,
Greg Popovich.
His name's Greg Popovich. No. And so like my uncle, what he would do is he would take these like images of like sports stars and would make like I guess frames, like awesome frames that were like designed with the team colors and stuff with plaques of like he would have like the catch and the image of the catch, and it like the plaque would say the catch, and it'd be like the colors of the 49ers, and it had fucking Jerry Rice, and if he had access to Jerry Rice he would have Jerry Rice sign the fucking picture and stuff, and like he would sell this memorabilia, like he was like a memorabilia guy, right? And so we were all at my uncle Oscar's house, right, the guy that makes all this memorabilia, and we were all there, and then my aunt Carmen, she married this guy named Ricardo, right? And Carmen is my mom's sister, right? So Carmen's Ricardo is my uncle by marriage, right? So I don't know what the fuck Ricardo got into, okay? But he is being chased by the fucking border patrol, dude. And what the fuck does Ricardo do? He fucking goes to the house where all the illegal immigrants are at, and we're all just hanging out, minding our own fucking business. And Ricardo busts into the house, and he's like, "They're fucking looking for me! Like the border patrol's looking for me, and they're down this street. They're coming in, and they're looking for us, right?" My uncle,
No, they're looking for you.
yeah, or they're trying to find me. My uncle Miguel, right? He's the only one that's legal, right? Because he married an American woman. And he was like a resident at the time, and so he was at my uncle Oscar's house with us because the whole family was there. And he was like, "All right, everybody, just go fucking hide. I'll talk to him because I've got papers. They're not gonna fucking send me anywhere, right? They're not gonna deport my ass, And so my uncle Miguel goes out to the front yard. And he's like talking to the border patrol guys, and they're like, no, we saw this guy run into that house, and we need to go in there, and we need to fucking find him. All right, we need to find him. And so while my uncle Miguel is fucking talking to the border patrol agents in the front yard, the whole family, I don't remember this, but apparently I was there. We all like bust out the back door and like hop the fucking fence and like are in like the neighbor's house and like run over to like the fucking like the nearest corner store and shit. Like we just spread, bro. Right? My mom's like carrying me and shit. But my grandma was also there, but she was there visiting, right? She was visiting from Mexico, so she had a visa to be here, so she wasn't gonna get deported. Like she had, reason to be there. And my grandma, dude, as soon as she saw the border patrol show up and she knew what the situation was, she fucking hit her knees and started praying, bro. She just went up to the we turn because whenever the police shows up, everybody turns the lights off, right? So the place is dark. My grandma hits her knees.
You know what? Nobody's here.
Nobody's there. Right. Be very quiet. Sneak out the back door. My grandma hits her knees, dude. She goes up to the wall and she just starts praying like, "Please, Virgin Mary, please don't let anybody get deported in my family and blah 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 and all this stuff." And she's just praying fucking hard, dude, right? And then so we all busted out the back door, right? And then the border patrol goes in and they start looking around. And they just see this little old lady fucking praying. They ignore her, whatever. They ask her, or "Hey, you're good?" Oh, she shows the visa. Okay, they're good. They just let her keep praying, and nobody else is there. They look around. Everybody's gone, right? So then they fucking leave, right? And
did they find Ricardo?
No, Ricardo was with us. We all bounced out the back door, right? So they never found him, right? So everybody comes back into the house. Right, and my uncle Miguel's fucking cracking up, right? Like my uncle Oscar, all of us, even my uncle Oscar that lived at the house, he was illegal. So we all end up reconvening at the place, And my Uncle Miguel was fucking cracking up, dude. He's fucking like just like cracking up, and we're like, well, what's so funny? You know, my mom was like, why are you like? We just went through something very serious. Like we could have all just got deported. This was very traumatic. Like what's so fucking funny about all of this? And my uncle says, well, when I turn the fucking light on, and you know, mom's on her knees praying to the Virgin Mary. Well, she thought she was like in front of like this, like, you know, like picture of the Virgin Mary, you know, in front of a framed picture of the Virgin Mary. When my uncle Miguel turned the light on, dude, she was on her knees praying to Michael Jordan.
I believe I can fly.
Because my uncle sold all his memorabilia. Like he had like Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and shit. Like he had all these like cuadros. He had all these framed pictures of sports people. My grandma thought she was fucking praying to fucking the Virgin Mary. And she's just right in front of Michael Jordan, bro. Just like, don't let my family get deported and all this shit. Dude.
Michael Jordan protected you.
Bro, to this day, bro. We pray for Michael
bro,
Jordan,
nobody prays to the Virgin Mary anymore. They pray to
if you don't want to get
Jordan.
deported, bro, you pray to fucking San Michael Jordan, all right? And he'll protect you. Shit, dude, you can't like write that shit. Like my grandma is praying because Mexicans are so religious, and I don't know why we pray to the Virgin Mary so fucking much, but like that's who she thought she was praying to, and turns out she was just praying in front of Michael Jordan, dude. And he was like sticking his tongue out and shit, like dunking and shit.
Well, he isn't human. He wasn't human.
He was, yeah. He was like a god, better than LeBron James.
Let's not go there.
Oh shit.
He's not lying, Mike.
Oh man, that was a good story, dude.
That was a good one.
All right, episode numero 16.
That's right.
So
Sweet 16.
we are the Well-Mannered Cartel. I'm Tom.
I'm Mike.
I'm Marlon.
And I'm Chris, and I'm still here.
And so last podcast we had it was a different kind of podcast for us. We're going to kind of go back to the basics. Yeah. Kind of go back to the basics, more conventional for us. And so Mike, hit us. What do we have first on the agenda?
So Chris brought over some beers from Austin, Texas.
That's
right. What brewery is this from?
Okay, so this is one of the things that we love to do. We love tasting beer, and this is legitimately probably my favorite brewery in Austin, Texas.
Okay, last time you said Austin Beer Works was your favorite.
I know.
So
I think
is
you
this?
did.
So what
I
is
know.
that,
I know.
guys?
I
He's
know.
not lying.
Been
He's not lying,
No.
Chris.
No. Let me say this. And these beers, right? They're all ciders. Okay,
Chris,
let's start there.
Chris is a Fairweather.
I am a Fairweather fan. That's right. The name of the brewery is Fairweather, right? And the reason why I like ABW because of the variety of beers that they provide. Mm-hmm. Fairweather is simply just ciders. It's just all ciders, but it's not like cider beer that you've ever had. It's not fucking Angry Orchard or fucking all these other crazy tasting ciders. It's closer to wine.
I've definitely been there. Then I remember the cider place. I didn't know it was called Fairweather.
Yeah,
so,
Fairweather.
Yeah,
I've
been there. I remember.
Yeah, and one of these beers is like I think my favorite beer of all time, and you guys are gonna try it, and you can tell me if you like it or not. But I love summertime, right? I love like the warmer weather, and spring is coming.
Don't tell us which one is your favorite. We'll try and guess it.
I like that. Okay, and we're gonna start with it's Fairweather cider, and we're gonna start with one of their core beers. Okay, this was called Tejano Dreams.
That one's your favorite one.
Well, I'm not gonna say yes or no, but what this beer is, it gives you a green chili aroma. Okay, so you get the taste of like of a pepper, right, like of a green chili pepper, but it doesn't give you any of the spice. You just get all of the flavor, and I love all of the beers that this brewery brews, and this is one of my favorites. I'm not gonna say if it is my favorite, but it's definitely distinct. and it's a cider, and I want you guys to try it. So let's do the ceremonial pop here for the.
So this is, I think, on this recurring segment, we've done, I think, 2 breweries before. This is our 3rd one and our 2nd Austin brewery, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
So I don't think I've ever had any ciders.
Well,
I think I've tried Angry Orchard.
Well, this is not anything like that. I'm telling you guys, I don't even like cider beer, but this brewery just nails it, dude. It's not even like, it's more like wine. I swear to God, it's more like wine. It's not overly sweet, and it's not artificial. It's just beautiful, sweet
to
beer.
the nose. Let's see.
Salud, cabrones.
Oh, I could definitely smell it.
Tejano Dreams. For sure, take a whiff. It's really nosy.
So my sinuses are really bad. Springtime is upon us.
Smell that? You smell that?
Like
it's really nosy.
Or like
when
you cut into a bell pepper,
right,
like that.
Right. It right in the nose.
I can't smell anything. Sorry, I'm gonna have to taste it.
That's interesting, man.
Tell me.
It makes me think of if you're out floating the river or you're on the beach or something.
This is your favorite, right? If it is, just tell us already.
It's not.
Okay.
but it's up there.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like this is my second favorite. I swear to God, this is my.
This is your second favorite beer of all time.
Second favorite beer that they brew.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've had this before. Mm-hmm. I remember having this.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You definally get the chili taste.
Right.
No spice.
No spice.
It's as if you've ever eaten like a raw green pepper.
Yeah.
Like just by itself.
Right.
That's kind of like the taste that I get. But you get a little bit
sweetness too.
But
like kind of. Oh well, I was gonna say like a chili lime. Like
okay.
Yeah, like I don't. Well, I don't really taste the lime, but
okay.
I get
get into the sip of it. It's a dry cider, so you're supposed to have some. You know when you drink some wine and you get that.
Yeah, I get as if it tastes as if this was like a
hold on real quick.
Chili wine.
You get some of the what, dude?
Like when you give a dog peanut butter. And
yeah, exactly.
Like that, bro. Like that.
Está bueno.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but it's definitely good. Like I can picture myself having this like on a hot day.
Right.
It's good.
And this is why I wanted to do Fairweather this time around, because it's spring is coming or whatever. It's gonna get hot. Summer and springtime is my favorite time of the year.
Because you get to take your shirt off.
I get to pop that shirt off. I get a nice tan. I get nice and gold, and yeah. So these are all picture. Yeah, you're right, Mike. Going down the river. Peeing on yourself, no care in the world, because nobody knows if you.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. All right,
if I'm peeing on myself.
This next one, this one's called Fuck Boysen.
Fuck Boysen.
Fuck Boysen.
This one's your favorite.
Boysenberry.
I want to keep saying that.
Boysenberry. Boysenberry's the main ingredient here. And
fun fact, dude. I love boysenberry.
You love boysenberry? You're gonna love.
Or do you love boys and berry?
Now, watch me pour this, and look at the color on this guy.
Oh yeah.
Look at the color on this bad boy. Mira.
Oh,
mira. Red,
it looks real good.
Red wine. Ooh,
pero.
Do you guys know what boysenberry is? First off,
what is it?
It's like a hybrid raspberry with other berries.
Really? So it's not natural.
It's not natural.
It
was made in a test tube.
Wow.
Test tube berry.
No boysenberry tree.
No boysenberry tree. No. It's not. You can't just go pick it. Let me clean this up because I spilled some of this here for the
technical difficulties. For those of you that aren't watching, Chris is wiping the table. He's wiping it with such skill.
Take a whiff and take a sip.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm sniffing
okay. That
I don't.
I smell that. I smell a berry. I smell berry.
Hit that back of your throat.
It's beautiful, man.
Ain't it?
Oh, that's nice, dude.
This is your favorite, right?
That's nice.
This
tastes like
really refreshing.
This tastes like it, like if it was like a pre-mixed drink, like how you
this
get
tastes like fucking Hawaiian punch, bro.
But good. What's the do you have any ABV percentage?
36.
I don't.
It's like straight up alcohol, bro.
I did not get the ABVs on these. We're kind of in a rush, and unfortunately, Fairweather's not unfortunately. Fairweather's a smaller shop. There's not a lot of information out publicly on them, and I made the mistake of not taking a picture of the menu before I left Austin.
Non-alcoholic.
No, it is alcoholic, but dude, this is
The buzz you feel is a placebo effect.
Yeah, this is my favorite beer at the moment. I love it, and it's I know it's a little bit on the lighter side. It's a little bit on the sweeter side, but I find that women also enjoy this beer. Sarah loves this beer
because it's purple.
It's not because it's purple, just because it's delicious. So
it's more of a magenta.
It's a very it's a little magenta-ish. It's a crowd pleaser, That girl.
It's good, man. It's really
great.
good. It's I love berry anything. I love berries.
Yes.
I've mostly had
Barry Sanders is my favorite.
mostly
Halle Berry
beers.
was the name of my car in college.
Very true. Very true. This is true.
That's
You
right.
remember.
I remember Halle Berry, dude.
Halle's Berry.
Halle Berry.
I like I said it earlier, I've never really tried a cider. I've been more of a beer guy.
Hey,
but
dude,
the cider,
all
the cider's
ciders are
good.
they're all gonna fall short to the glory of the Fairweather. All right.
No, this cider is
the-
good. I mean, it's mostly what like it's basically. I mean, isn't cider just like basically
like
juice,
apple juice.
fermented juice?
I think technically it's not a beer. I think it's like its own category.
Yeah, I
wanna
think
say.
Yeah, but
so.
it's tasty, man. It's
But
definitely
it is
tasty.
it is.
I was trying to look up.
Well,
if
I
there was
mean,
any
beer is
ABV.
a grain, right? Made from grain.
Right.
This is made from fruit, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because I know that because whiskey is distilled beer.
Yeah, this guy knows his stuff.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Maybe
All
on
right.
Untapped. They have an Untapped
They do.
profile.
They do. This next one that we're gonna try, and this is another reason why I'm
going through these pretty
endeared.
quick.
I'm endeared with this brewery. They have a love for Jean-Claude Van Damme. And if
Oh,
you know
man.
me, one of my favorite
My
movies.
deal, bro.
One of my favorite movies is Bloodsport. Yeah. The muscles from Brussels. The muscles from Brussels.
My deal.
And my father one of the first movie I remember seeing. I don't know if it's this true or not. It's just like it's burned in my memory. One of the first movies I remember seeing with my dad was Bloodsport, right? And my dad, when he was younger, dude, he kind of looked like Jean-Claude Van Damme, okay? My dad is very
Yes,
white,
Juan-
very pale,
Juan Claude.
green eyes, very handsome man when he was in his younger ages.
Juan Claude.
But he was, and when I went to this brewery,
Oh, you could hear everything.
that
sorry.
you can hear everything.
What is it?
When
I was
went to
gonna
this
try
brewery-
and try this.
When I went to this brewery,
Okay.
a lot of their beers were like Jean-Claude Van Damme related. They had a beer named JCVD. Jean-Claude Van Damme, obviously.
We get it.
And then this one was called, instead of Bloodsport, this one's called Cider Sport.
Okay.
Oh,
This
Okay.
beer is called Cider Sport, and it's
do they have Time Cop?
here's the no, yeah. That one sucked.
Double
bro.
impact.
Yeah, double impact. No, this one was the description on this one is grapefruit and electrolytes. So,
Okay, let's try it.
grapefruit and electrolytes. Cider Sport.
Dude, my wife is a huge Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like we have a running list of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies
I
that
was
we
just
should watch
saying.
together.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude.
Thought you were gonna say running list of people.
So next time you take your wife to Austin,
We each have 7 entries, and all 7 are Jean-Claude Van Damme for her.
that's hilarious.
Tío Jean.
El tío Jean.
This one's grapefruit.
This
El
one's
Tío Jean.
grapefruit.
Yeah, and you get the grapefruit right at the end. I feel like
At the moment.
right at the end you get it. And this is, dude,
I like that.
These are
That
tasty.
what was it?
the fuck boysen.
Oh, fuck boysen.
Boysenberry.
Yeah, it's boysenberry. Fuck boysen's the name of the. We're on that fuck boy diet.
This one's more subtle. Way more subtle.
Marlon's not as impressed with this one.
No, not as impressed.
No, it's
But-
really
But it's refreshing. It's
It is
it's
refreshing.
all of these. I haven't had a single one
That
I
you don't like.
wouldn't.
I would say
that I
that
wouldn't
this
drink.
is probably the most beer-like.
Yeah.
Like that you can.
Yeah.
Maybe I still have
that's a
some
good
fuck poison
observation.
in my
That's
mouth.
No, that's a good observation. Yeah, it's a little more
It's mostly.
alky.
I get the grapefruit more on the nose. Like I smell.
I can't smell. I wish I could.
yeah, I do feel the.
Yeah.
grapefruit.
No, I'm getting it right at the end, right at the back.
You know
of my
what?
tongue.
If you were to mix this with like some tequila,
Oh,
like
no
empty this out with some
mames.
tequila.
No
Mezcal?
mames.
No, some tequila. not that. Not
Not
that.
that smoky
mezcal.
shit. It's just gonna take.
Yeah.
That smoke's gonna take over.
Yeah, some tequila. Put some salt on the rim. A little lime on the side.
Put some lime in
I'm
the
passed out by
coconut.
2.
I'm passed out. All right, pound them, boys.
Yeah,
Alright,
I think
last
it
one.
does have it at the end, like you were saying. It has that bitterness at the very end.
We get that grapefruit at the very end.
It's
And
good.
then this is the last one. Okay.
Hey, we're pounding these. We're going.
We're
going
pounding
pretty-
them, bro. We're pounding them. Is this power or what?
Hey,
Or what?
bro, you're talking in cursive again, man.
Hey, dude. All right, this last one. This is probably my favorite name of a beer. This one's called Hannibal Nectar. Hannibal Nectar.
Oh, I see what they did there.
Is it? Apricot. Apricot, boys. Anybody like apricots?
I can't say that I've ever had a raw apricot. Apricot or apricot?
Tomato, dude.
Tomato, whatever.
Potato.
Hit 'em with the apricot. Come on.
Hey, espérame. I'm not done with this one.
Well, let's chug it because we're going and we got more segments.
It's really hard to
I'm taking
drink
little
something
sips.
if your fucking nasal passage.
Yeah,
is
you know,
clogged.
yeah,
Take a little sip and then-
you know, your
then come
tasting, your taste is a little off because of your allergies, but
dude.
hey,
So when
man.
I finished that though, I got a lot of that grapefruit. Now,
I told you, dude.
So
At
I
the
looked up.
end.
I looked up a couple of these, and they're like 6.5. So they're slightly higher than a normal beer.
Oh, yeah.
Than a standard beer.
Yeah.
So you'll get a bit of a.
So we're
more
pretty
of a
fucked up, right? Apricot, Hannibal Nectar.
Okay.
Come on, last one. Cheers, boys.
Apricot.
Cheers.
Apricot.
I
Apricots.
don't think it matters.
You're mispronouncing it. It's apricots.
Apricot made from
I
real
think the
apes.
T is silent. It's
Apricot.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
This one.
I
Nice
burped
and sweet.
and I taste the chile.
This one's
Whoa.
good.
Mikey?
This one tastes
It's
like
good, but it smells like weed.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah.
like weed.
It's a little
It smells.
danky.
It
It's a little
smells. It
danky.
smells like. Yeah, it smells like weed, but it's not weed. You know what? It also kind of smells like when you have a damp. Like when you have a
Mold.
damp.
This tastes
tastes
like
like
when
mold.
you wash something
This-
with a damp sponge.
This tastes like what our friend JC smells like. JC,
Hey, that's fun.
JC.
Hey.
Oh, we haven't mentioned this in the podcast before, but
Uh-huh.
the intro music that you guys hear and the outro music, that's done by JC.
Millennial
is
Beats.
Millennial Beats. If you
What's
guys
his
want to look
last
him
name,
up,
dude? Hit him with Valadez or
No,
Villarreal.
I knew it was
JC
with a
Villarreal.
V.
He's the
Villarreal.
most
Villarreal.
ginger Mexican of all time.
he's the he's the Canelo of our
Canelo.
crew.
Yes, yes, Canelo,
It's
yes.
Canelo, way.
Well, actually, he was on the he's done
We
an
should call
episode
him
of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I
He's
don't
done
know
an
what he
episode.
looks
He's
like.
been on here
He
before.
should change his thing from Millennial Beats to like something cinnamon,
Canelo
canela.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Churro.
Nickelodeon.
Churro. El
Nickelodeon.
churro.
The Nickelodeon pube.
What?
That was the episode that he was on, the Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah, we told you.
Yeah, the orange. Yes.
I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
what we named that one.
I think it
Nickelodeon.
was
What's
called
up,
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon
Yeah,
Pews.
yeah.
Shout out to JC.
He's actually making us a new beat. So you'll,
Oh yeah,
you'll-
I might include it on this one. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll see if
We'll
it drops.
We'll see.
Yeah,
See if it drops.
all right.
So what do y'all think? Fairweather. All in all, y'all
Dude,
had
so
4 of their
honestly,
beers.
it's my favorite cider brewery ever.
Boom. I like that.
I've
take
had
it.
cider before, but this is great, dude.
It's
the
great,
the
right?
boysenberry, which
Yeah.
is your favorite, right?
Fuck
We haven't
Boysen, yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah, Fuck Boysen is my favorite.
Fuck-
That's my
fuck
favorite. I
Fuck
love
Boysen.
Boysen
it. Yeah, I'm on
is
that fuck
was great.
boy.
I feel like the middle two, the first one is good. Not my favorite though, because it's just like a
Pepper?
different taste that I'm used to.
Yeah.
But it's good. The middle two, the
Cider Sport and
the
Fuck Boysen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Fuck Boysen and the Van Damme one.
Yeah.
The
The Van Daminator.
Van Daminator. Those two would be like great.
Right.
Like if you're out in the pool, instead of reaching for a one of those like mixed daiquiri, whatever. Yeah, like something like that.
Yo, put down
This
the
was
White
like-
Claw. Put down the White Claw.
But-
pick
yeah.
up, pick up a
Yeah,
Cider
pick up-
Sport.
pick
This
up one
is
of these.
something that we can drink in place of the Waterloo and vodka that we do.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
that Waterloo and vodka got me.
Toasty.
That's
Got all
too
of
much.
us.
That's too much, bro. That's too much.
It was
But
too
yeah,
much.
I'm gonna go with Fuck Boysen,
Yep.
and then I'm gonna go with the first one with the chili one,
Yeah. The Tejano Dream.
and then the last one. What is this one?
Yeah, that's the fuck. What was the last one?
Apricot.
The Hannibal Nectar. Hannibal Nectar.
That one,
and then the
and-
Cider Sport. At
and then
the
the
end.
cider
would-
sport.
I would-
But they're all really good, man.
right.
Like I don't dislike any of them. I'm just
I would rank them the same way.
Right. Yeah.
I would rank them the
I
same
would do Bloodsport, then Fuck Boysen,
Yeah.
then the Tejano one, and then lastly the Apricot one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Fuck Boysen, Fuck Boysen, Tejano Dream, Hannibal Nectar,
Fuck
and,
Boysen,
Cider
fuck
Sport.
Boysen, fuck
Yeah,
boy, because
fuck
I
all
spit
them
hot
boys.
fire.
It spit hot fire. Yeah.
cool. So if you guys are in Austin,
Fairweather Cider.
Fairweather Cider, yeah.
Or if you're a
Fairweather
cider fan, they might have this where you're at.
And even yeah.
Do they
can pick
can
this
it?
up. You
I
can
mean-
pick it- yeah,
I mean,
they
obviously
can
they
it.
do can this
if
one,
you,
but-
if you're like if you're in the Austin area, they'll have it at some HEBs. They have them in a lot of the what's that one that you go to study?
Whole Foods.
I don't know why I couldn't think of Whole Foods. Whole Foods. They have them at Whole Foods as well. So anywhere where you can find a shit ton of dudes that put wax in their mustaches, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find this beer.
I'm more of a Central Market guy.
Yeah. Settle down.
Isn't that an HEB's?
That's HEB.
Yeah,
That's HEB's Whole Foods.
That's HEB's Whole Foods. Yeah.
What's the next topic, Mike? What's the next?
So
what is this cup for, dude?
that was for.
Oh, that was for Rick.
Pobrecito Rick.
Hey, producer Rick, let's pour him up.
Pour Rick some of
Rick.
everything in one.
Rick, here's some Hannibal nectar. Rick, get over here, boy. Are you texting your ex-girlfriend, bro?
Behind the
I told
scenes,
you
we
not to talk to
we got Rick helping us out again.
Oh, white boy Rick. On the ones and twos.
The other night when we were Skyping, I don't remember who brought it up, but somebody brought up
deception.
Lifts in your shoes.
Oh my god.
Deception.
And
so
Rick gives the Hannibal nectar a thumbs up. Just
by the way,
for the listening audience. So yeah, deception.
So who brought up the lifts in the shoes?
No, Marlon. I think that was one of your buddies, right?
So I'm not gonna name any names, but I recently ran into an old acquaintance. Well, not so recently, but an acquaintance. And when I saw him, I had met him originally when I was in college, and this dude, when I saw him again, well, this dude was a little bit shorter than I was, which was, it's normal for the area where we grew up.
For Mexicans.
And so when I saw him again, though, he was like, pop! Like, taller than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I met you when you were like 20,
how tall are you
22.
For the record, how tall
I'm
are you?
5'8".
And how tall was he when you met him?
I mean, I didn't take the measuring stick out, but it was. But
he was also.
He went from shorter.
No, he was shorter than me.
Oh, so he was like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, he was probably like an inch or two shorter than me.
And then you saw him again.
And then I saw him again, and he was like either my height or just a hair taller than me.
He's like 5'10".
And I was like, bro, you don't grow like after you're 21.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you grow.
Yeah. So he grew like 3 inches.
3 inches. I talked. So that was a while back. But what I was talking about recently, I found out through because I mentioned it. I was like, hey, so and so grew, and they were like, hey, so actually, I know that this person like uses little lips.
And who's this person in relation to that guy?
Mutual friend.
Okay,
so Marlon had told me about this, and I think the way you kind of like researched it or kind of were observing, where like whenever he was in a photo where he was fully clothed, he was a lot taller than his significant other, but whenever they were at the beach, he was like the same height as her. The same
and
guy.
So that gave me like confirmation, like okay, so because of course I'm not gonna believe what this person tells me. Whatever. So I was like, is this true? Did the research. I was like, damn. And so my knee-jerk reaction, though, and this is the part that sparked the conversation. My knee-jerk reaction was like, ugh. I had like an ugh moment where I was like, why would I was looking. Like, why would I was judging. That? I was definitely judging this person for making that choice. And my conscience, aka my wife, I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And like, of course, she doesn't know the person, but I was like, what if, this person, a person, you found out that they were using these lifts, and she was like, well, because I did when I, a while back, I had like shapewear that my dad's wife gave to me, many years ago, and I would wear it when I was like wearing. Like something tight fitting because I didn't want like my lonjas to show. Lonjas is love handles. And so I was like, oh damn, yeah, like that is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's kind of
what I mean. I think. So why was I being so judgy? Why was I like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I mentioned it to Tom, and that got the ball rolling as to like this huge conversation as to like what is
I don't like it.
Analyzing.
I don't trust that guy.
Us analyzing.
I don't like it.
Us analyzing why it is that this is like just so we're being so judgy about it.
No,
you know what I mean?
So I have a problem with people who are deceiving you with their appearance. Like they're doing something to cover up something about themselves.
Yeah.
I just feel that way, dude. Well, I don't like it. And we talked about like, well, then makeup, but no, when someone's wearing makeup. Yeah.
3 syllables, bro. Push up bra.
Push up bra.
But that's I mean, I don't see it in the same light as I do with this.
Yeah. Well, I know we don't. And that's the thing. That was my question. My question is, why do we not see it in the same light?
Do you think it's because it's not as acceptable for a man to do something?
I think that there is some sort of element because it's so.
There's like a degree of
but even then, like women don't do it. They do it like you can tell they're wearing fucking heels. Like they're wearing heels.
Yeah,
but that's not. Yeah,
no, it's not specific to the footwear.
But it's acceptable, right?
Like, what I'm saying is like when a man lies about it,
like that,
like stuffing your crotch.
Right?
Why is that so?
That's so not.
How is that not the same as stuffing your bra?
Yeah, stuffing your crotch is way more offensive than a woman stuffing her bra, right? I mean, that's just like, dude,
that's my reaction.
Really. I see it the same. I don't feel like
dude. I think if you see a girl,
because you're a guy, dude.
First off, who the fuck stuffs their fucking dick?
Right,
exactly.
Well,
you would be if you would find out.
Strippers, I think maybe like guy strippers that just wear like a G-string.
That's their livelihood, though. They have to appear that way. That's different. That's
you can't
everyday life, though. They dress a certain way, though. They don't wear the same. You know what I mean? Like it's part of the illusion they're giving off when they're stripping.
I'm just saying, like from a guy's perspective, right? Like if a guy
how many guys stuff their fucking
probably not a lot. That's
very minimal.
But I'm saying is like, why are we? And I think that's your point, Chris. Yeah. Why is our knee-jerk reaction to be more judgy about somebody stuffing their junk or a guy raising lips than when we see women exhibit not exactly the same behavior, but kind of along the same lines.
I think it's
and what does it say about us that we have like more like. We expect women to do those things,
dude, it's like
and that's why maybe
it's like a guy wearing a toupee.
Or
like, bro, why are you wearing a toupee, bro? Just accept it. You're bald. Shave your shit off. Like, don't hang on to it.
I think the distinction
is. Point it at your mouth.
Point it at your
mouth. I think there's a distinction between.
I wasn't able to
between enhancing your looks, like through makeup.
Yeah.
Or deceiving people through.
That's a good point.
No, but dude, but like you have to understand, there's a correlation, like you are enhancing your look if you're taller.
No,
you don't think so?
To certain people,
you are. There are women that only date guys that are taller than them.
Yeah, but okay,
and that's enhancing their look. So like, it's true. Like I think that like taller guys. Some women only want to date guys that are taller.
But it's different with like say makeup, right? So you meet a girl, you guys hit it off, you take her home. The next morning you wake up next to her. There's a possibility she's not going to look quite as attractive as she was the night before, not because of alcohol, but because of the makeup.
It's because the makeup like enhances what's
but you are fully prepared for that.
Right. Because you have a reasonable expectation as to what the person's going to look like.
No, because I know she's fucking wearing makeup,
but you
Marlon.
can't tell me that
but you have a reasonable expectation.
You can't tell me that a guy's height isn't going to enhance his look, though. Because you can't tell me that the guy a guy that's 5'5",
but that's
and a guy that's if the same guy's 6'2",
yeah, but that's
he's going to be more attractive
to way.
Yeah. So
with
makeup, you're enhancing something that's already on your face.
Like if the dude is wearing
height, like you're adding something that doesn't.
Like if the dude is wearing platform shoes, I completely respect it more than him trying to hide the fact that he's shorter than he is, and he has inserts in his shoes, and they are meant to deceive people into thinking he's taller than he actually is because the shoes look like normal shoes. So you think this guy's 6'2" when he's actually 5'8".
When we're talking about makeup, though,
let me present it in this manner. A guy goes to a bar and meets a girl, and she has makeup on, and he sleeps with her, and then the next day, like, she doesn't look exactly the same, but she's gonna look like you can kind of guess how she's gonna look.
But there's some girls.
If a girl goes to a bar and hooks up with this dude, who is wearing lifts in his shoes, she goes to his place and discovers that he's like 3 inches shorter. Like that's more of a deception.
That is
than
there are some girls, not all girls, but there are some girls that do their makeup so well that they do look completely different than they do without their makeup on.
But when there's that expectation though that she might be a fucking
ogre
gremlin. No, seriously, like you kind of know that she might not look the same the next morning without makeup.
You expect a variance between a person wearing makeup and a person not wearing makeup. Like you expect that to be different.
Me and Marlon went through it all, dude. We talked about like contouring and stuff. You don't
expect a guy to be a different height based on whether he's wearing shoes or not wearing shoes. Like that, like. But
then again, like, so she's gonna find that out before the night, though. Yeah. She's not gonna wait till the morning.
And I'm not saying I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I think that guy should go to hell. I'm to be honest with you. Why is he wearing? I'm sorry if hell even exists. I think he should go there if it does.
We should talk to Jimmy. See if this guy's getting in.
No, but here's the thing.
Well, he's gonna go live off this land.
Let me say something else. Here's part of the problem, though. The fact that he's wearing lifts, right? It's not as permanent, right? Like it's not a permanent thing. There are surgeries out there that will extend your shins, and you can be 3 inches taller by extending your shins, and at the end of the day, you are taller. Yeah. Naked.
Okay. What if the dude was up front though? Yeah. What if if she was like you know nobody's gonna be up front. Like,
let me answer that by asking you this, right? Like, if you see a girl, right? And let's just say you're not married or whatever. You just see a girl and she has a beautiful set of tits, right? And whatever, you're just super excited, and then you don't even know. And then like later on, she tells you, yeah, they're not real, they're fake, and you're just like, do you care at that point, dude?
No. At that point, no, because you expect that they might not be real. Unless you were so fucking gung-ho about them being real, and you're like, I know they're real. I know they're real. And she's like, they're fake. Also, and if that's a big deal to you, then you bail.
See, but also with fake tits, like you can kind of like you have an inkling that they're fake.
But not all the time. But look, that's like commonplace. Women get breast augmentations. That happens, right? Maybe if these deceptive fucking inserts were more of a thing that we're used to, and we're expecting that to be a part of a guy's attire, then a girl would be like, oh, it's not that big a deal. I get it. There's a chance that he might be shorter than he is.
No, I'm not even talking about the inserts. I'm talking about the surgery of like extending your shins, because that's like another.
No, I respect that more, bro. That's
right.
I respect that. I respect that.
It's permanent.
Yeah, it's permanent. Like you're fucking, you're doing it. You're spending money on it.
You are 6'2" now. Like I don't care how you got there. I don't care if quote unquote God gave you 6'2".
I see that the same way as I do breast augmentation.
Okay, perfect.
Same level.
That's what I'm saying. That's more acceptable.
After having the conversation with my wife, though, it definitely shifted my perspective, like almost instantly, dude. I was just like, I had an aha moment. I was like, oh shit, like how is that different?
Hold up,
how is that really different?
Marlon keeps referring to his wife. Marlon got married the last time we were on air. Marlon was not married. Cheers to Marlon. Cheers to Marlon.
I don't have anything in here.
Anyhow.
Pásame tantita. Give me some jumper cable.
But at the same time, you want to feel some sympathy for the people who are doing this, because they are self-conscious about themselves. They do have some there's something internally is going on with them.
Right.
Psychologically is going on with them that they feel that they have to do these things.
And here's another kind of wrinkle in the story here. He's been with the same person the whole time, right? When he was before the
I'm
inserts,
assuming yes.
He was with the same individual.
Yeah, I'm assuming yes. Like I said, this was an acquaintance, not really.
Maybe she mentioned something like, "Hey, maybe
she had to have been cool.
Well,
you be a little taller."
I don't know. I mean, for some people, I feel like, obviously this was something a bit of an insecure point, and I get it. Right. As a shorter guy,
let's not
as a shorter guy,
the fact that women do. I mean, it is.
Yeah, there's
bias,
some.
Right? I mean, that's not. It is. It's true. Some women only want to date.
Just like some guys only want to date girls with C cups, and some guys want to date girls.
But I think it's different though. With I think guys that only want to date girls with like C cups or whatever is more of like, I only want to date like buff guys, or I only want to date guys that have this color eyes.
It's a preference, dude.
Height is a different thing. I think biologically females are more attracted to taller men.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that it's true that women are attracted to like guys that are maybe taller than they are.
And I guess I can try to like empathize. I can try to empathize. I don't know if I can
because you're a tall guy, you don't know.
I'm not a tall guy.
You don't know what it feels like.
No. Listen. It's gone this extreme, and I know. And stop me if you fucking haven't heard this before. Some girls take it to the point where like the guy that I date needs to be taller than me in 6-inch heels, It gets to
that
point.
Listen, I'm around 6 feet tall. My wife claims she's 5'8", she's 5'10".
She's 5'10" as well.
She wears heels.
She's taller than me.
I think she might be taller than I am.
She's taller than both of you guys.
And I'm 5'10" and a half.
She's taller than both of you guys.
Wink, wink.
But if she wears heels, she's like 6'2". She's taller than I am. And so I remember like talking to her about this conversation that we're having about the inserts. Mm-hmm. And one thing led to another. I know that one time she actually told the guy she couldn't date him because she was shorter than she was. She could not date a guy because he was shorter than she was.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. And so I was like, I put myself in that dude's shoes.
Yeah.
Trying to sympathize. I was like, fuck, what does that do to someone's like core, dude? Like,
I know, dude.
After that, like, if you're probably already like self-conscious about it. And then that happens. And so it's like, I don't want this to happen again. So what do I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Fuck, that sucks."
And so
like I kind of like get it, but at the same time, it's like you shouldn't though. Like you should just be happy with.
You need to
be yourself.
At the end of the day, you need to just own who the fuck you are, dude.
But on that same note though, like I see the other side of the coin. If we're all just truly happy with ourselves, then what the fuck is everybody doing at a gym?
Right.
Why am I losing weight right now?
Right.
Why you know what I mean?
Well, I know being healthy is one thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's a ton of people that are slightly overweight that are still within the range of like good health.
Oh, yeah,
they're gonna live for their full lifespan.
But you're not as healthy as you possibly could be, though.
But that's not the reason.
But
that's not the driving reason. Let's be honest.
No.
For most people, that's not the driving reason to go to the gym.
It can be an addiction as well. I mean, you can see people have body dysmorphia.
But let's say for most people going to the gym, why aren't people posting? No. Oh, okay, when you go into Instagram and see those fitness pages and like all the fitness models, why are they not posting their cholesterol levels instead of fucking mirror pics?
I think
you know what I mean? Because
there's
they look good.
There are a lot of layers to wanting to work out, though.
Right,
it's not just like I want to look good. I'm going to work out. Like for me, man, like if I don't work out for a really long time, I start feeling really sluggish. I start my energy levels are lower. I just don't feel the same.
I know, and I completely get that now. I completely get it because when I mean, for those that haven't like kept a tally, So this morning I weighed myself and I was 198 pounds.
Yeah, dude.
I've not been that light in a very, 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 very long time, and it's been a long journey. And huge thanks to my wife, because she's the one like, you know, let's both get in shape. Let's go both do this, and she's the one kind of like it's very easy for me to lose my motivation. Mm-hmm. That's a big hurdle for me, but. The thing I have to say that at the back of my mind, it was like, dude, I want to feel comfortable in my own skin.
And that's like the thing. That's one level of it. There's one layer. But like, see, for me, it's like you can't just say it's just strictly driven by appearance, because that's not the truth, man.
I'm not saying that it's strictly driven by appearance.
But you kind of did say that, though. You're listening. A lot of people work out because they want to look better.
It's a huge. I mean, I'm saying what I'm saying is that it's a huge part.
It's a benefit of
it's a
it, but
benefit.
It's not the main core of it. I don't think it's the main.
I'm not saying that it's for all people. I'm not saying that for everybody that works out. It's purely to look better. I'm saying that for a good chunk of that people, if you have a pie chart, the pie chart for people working out to look better is not a tiny sliver like this. You know, it's a pretty big piece of the pie. There's a lot of people that are doing it for health reasons because they have to, because the doctor tells them, hey, if you don't get in shape, you are gonna die.
Right.
And for those people, the incentive is very different.
But that's different. But I would say, because that takes effort, though.
No, for sure, and that's what I was going to get at. For the majority of people, I think a lot of people who are dedicated and work out a lot, there's that level of competition. There's that level of competing with yourself, making yourself better. Like, oh, I wanted to do better than I did the last time I was in the gym.
And that's different than slipping a 3-inch fucking boost into your shit.
But I'm not saying that it's justified. It's definitely an easy route, but I'm saying it's tackling the same issue, the same core issue, which is your self-esteem. Right. If your self-esteem is low, you're gonna do things to help your self-esteem out, with whether it's going to the gym, whether it's cutting out carbs, whether it's eating less calories.
There's a good way to go about that, and there's a bad way to go about that, because I could also take steroids and maybe get bigger muscles, right? Yeah. There's a good. You can take a good way about it, or you can take the shortcut and be a fucking dick.
Or you can get.
But what can you do about your height?
With about height, like
right?
How can you do what's
you can commit and extend your shins, bro. Commit, bro. Commit. Go through the pain, pay the money, and then you're fucking 6'2", dude. You know what I mean?
But some people would see that as a shortcut.
It is, but then there's nothing.
What's the difference between that? What's the difference between that? Hold on.
At the end of the day, look, and I don't want to say this because I know, let's bring it back to your wife saying that she couldn't see past this guy being shorter than her and stuff like that. When I hear stuff like that, it makes me think that like it's because she didn't really love that guy. You know what I mean? It makes me think that like it's not because this dude was short. Maybe that's the excuse she gave, but at the end of the day, if she really loved this dude, she would have stayed with that guy, and the height wouldn't have mattered. Right?
I could see that. Maybe this guy had an amazing person. If he would have had all the boxes checked except for the height thing,
you can see I think that
you can see past it, but also like there's no judgment. I mean, you're attracted to the person that you're attracted to.
And that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. I think physical attraction plays into love.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But is it the most important thing?
No. Right. But it's definitely an ingredient. It's a core ingredient that you absolutely have to have. But listen to what
I'm saying. If all the other fucking boxes were checked and the only thing was wrong with this guy was that he was 1 inch shorter than she was, then she probably would have married that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we just watched Love is Blind, and all that was wrong with fucking Mark.
I'm 7 episodes in. Don't spoil it for me, bro. And that girl was a bitch. Let me just say that.
Dude. I think some people can get past it. Other people can't. I think I don't know, man. I just physical attraction is a huge part that goes into the equation of love.
What it boils down to is my perspective was changed, and I am now more conscious. Sorry, the Mexican came out. It's conscious. more conscious of that, and it actually made me think of other things that I was more like. What my knee-jerk reaction was like being judgy about it, and I don't pass judgment on it. It gives me a sort of window into how because to me it does seem like a bit of an extreme to get around to try and overcome an insecurity. Yeah. And because it is deceitful. Right. It is.
Let's not get it twisted. That dude's a fucking dick for doing that, dude. Don't be deceitful like that.
Yeah, but so I get it though. Like you don't know what's going on with him internally, mentally, right? Like,
and he needs to just have more confidence in himself. And this is what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. Tom, if you were 5'7", I'm sure you would still be married to the same person that you're married to right now.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
1,000%. That's not. I believe that's not true.
Dude, that's crazy. I wouldn't say that. I'm not gonna say that.
You know why though? Because first impressions are such a huge part, and Haley would have never gravitated towards me if I was 5'7". I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
I don't know, but if she got to know you, is what I'm saying.
We would have never got to know each other, dude.
But I mean, if you did,
it wouldn't have happened.
What if you were roommates in college?
Then we would have been friends, bro.
Dude, I don't think it depends.
Hey, pour one out for everybody in the friend zone, bro.
Everybody under 5. Anybody under 5? What am I? 10.
In the friend zone. Everybody in the friend zone, bro.
But dude, look, there are enough people out there for everybody, dude. Do not put that pressure on you.
That's true.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is just like own who you are, dude. Like I feel like if you're just confident in who you are,
and that's why I feel so strongly about it. It's like just be confident in who you are. You're gonna find somebody. It's not like you're. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
I feel like all the insecurities.
You're a goddamn human being.
My own included. I have learned through constant confronting my insecurities and kind of like thinking about why is it that I feel insecure about XYZ or whatever, and it's a slow process, but building up your confidence helps out a ton. When I started working out, dude, I would tell Tom that I couldn't even run half a mile, without stopping at the treadmill setting was like at 4.5 miles an hour. And I was just like huffing and puffing and huffing and puffing. Yeah. But, I had that person in my life to kind of you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, believe in yourself, you can do this. And it's a great thing when you overcome that. Yeah. When you overcome that insecurity. I'm not talking about the actual physical task of running a mile, Right. Just overcoming the insecurity that and I feel for this guy. I do, because as a guy that's not that tall, it used to be an issue with me, honestly. When I was in my teens, of course, it's a big issue. I was always super short. I didn't get my growth spurt till I was like almost a senior in high school. I remember running into people from high school after I had graduated, and they were like, holy shit, like you grew.
Oh, this guy's wearing lifts and
this guy's probably wearing fucking lifts. What a loser.
Going to what you were saying earlier, like I'm not gonna lie, the reason why I started working out to begin with was like, I'm kind of like a skinnier dude. Like I wanted to gain muscle, and it was to like look better and to like maybe attract the opposite sex. That's it was very.
That's a huge part of being a young guy.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, when I first started lifting, working out, I was like 19, so I was like trying to trying to look good for the opposite sex. But, I've been with Sarah since I was 22. I'm 30 now, almost going on 8 years that we've been together. And crazy, I knew that whenever we were 22, I was like, I'm going to marry this girl. Like I knew it from the bat. So like for the last 8 years, I've been working out, and I know that I'm with somebody that's going to, if I gain fucking 200 pounds, like it doesn't matter. Like she loves me for who I am.
There might be some flags of concern though along the way.
No, but listen. Let me finish my thought. So now, but why did I keep working out? Like it wasn't because I wanted to keep trying to. I wasn't trying to find somebody. I already had the person that I wanted to be with. Like I wasn't trying to like go like. Attract the opposite sex. Like I already found the person that I was going to be with. I kept doing it because I loved the way that I felt when I left. It was more of a personal thing. Like when I leave the gym, I feel the best, dude. Like I feel fucking amazing. I accomplished something that was difficult, right? I did it, and I feel accomplished when I leave. Like I just feel this like feeling of accomplishment and happiness when I leave the gym. And I feel it's nowadays it's more of a mental thing than it is a physical thing for myself, So because if it was all about the way that I looked, then I would have stopped when I found the person that I knew was going to love me regardless of the way that I looked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just to point out, because I've experienced the same thing. Like, at first though, that's the feeling that I have now. The feeling that I have now is I want to keep on doing it because I do feel better.
Right.
I do feel better after a workout. Mm-hmm. But at the beginning, when I was like zero physical activity, I was getting started for reasons, to make myself look better, to make myself feel better about the way I looked.
Right.
But then as you start exercising, you realize that, oh fuck, dude, like the days that I don't exercise, I'm just more sluggish. I have like a decrease in energy.
You feel like shit if you go so long.
So it's something definitely that changes. It's your reason for keeping on doing it changes as you start getting involved.
And I just want to mention, first off, by mentioning my wife's story, she sounds super superficial and like materials. My wife is such a sweetheart. She's an amazing woman. She's amazing. I love her to death. She's such a great person. Baby, I love you. She's at home pregnant with our son right now.
She might be giving birth right now. I don't know.
I don't know. We have our phones on silence.
She's not superficial in the slightest. It's whatever.
Everyone has their the things.
And even though like you find a person who doesn't care what you look like at that point. And so like I'm like very. I tell hey like sometimes I feel like I have to work out. So like why you're fine. You're this and you look good. Fine. You're fine. You're doing this. And I was like, but no, like I have to like. I don't know if I can put it into words that it just means something to me, myself.
Right. It's personal.
And so she's like, you're fine. Like, you don't have to go. Like, you're healthy. You look fine. It's just like, no, babe, I really do have to go in there.
Yeah. And it's a very selfish thing. It really is, but it's not. You're right. It's not because you're doing it for her.
Keep
or for
yourself
sane,
to be honest, dude.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to go across is just doing it more for yourself. You're trying to keep yourself sane. And you really do fall in love with it, and it's almost like you're addicted to it. And you're right. After a while, if you don't do it, you fucking feel like shit.
I gotta say, I'm not at the point where I'm addicted to it yet. But
I wouldn't say that I'm addicted to it because I don't do it as much as I used to do it. I feel like I was more before I got married, before I was in a serious relationship. I was like gung ho, but that was just like because I didn't have a lot of something else taking up all this time, right? So I had to but. I feel like it's not an addiction to where I'm just not in there every single day. I used to be that way.
Well, there's different levels of
addiction. There's different levels. But I think now maybe if you got a taste of it, I feel like maybe now You'll never let yourself go down a path that isn't going to include you trying to be healthier.
Yeah, and I think that's the change, because I've tried to diet and to work out several times in
the past,
in my adult life. I've tried several times and it's never taken. And I feel like this time I have and it's been going on for a few months now. I mean, the better part of a year now that this has been my journey. And it's and I keep telling people, because people ask me like, well, what are you doing, or what's different, or what are you trying? And I was like, really nothing special, dude. It's just a change of my mentality. Like I used to be the person that was, if I screw up in the middle of the week, I'll be like, I'll start again on Monday, or I'll start, or next week, or after Christmas, or this or that, and
putting it off.
And now I have a support system at home that is just like, let's. Every day is a new day, and you keep on, and not even it's gotten to the point where it's not even like, if I have a slip up, a bad meal or something that I eat more than I should, it's like not even the next day. It's like, well, let's eat light tomorrow. For dinner. Tomorrow. Let's eat light for dinner and eat extra light tomorrow, and like try to keep it in check. And it's been the turning point in this whole me trying to lose weight in my adult life. Like it's just been phenomenal. And I haven't gotten to the point where I'm addicted to working out, but I'm noticing that I am like more. I sleep better. I even sleep better. Like after a good workout, I'm just like, I'm not tossing and turning at night. I'm just like, out. And it's a great feeling.
And I think at some point, dude, like maybe you're at that point now. Maybe you won't find out unless you stop working out. Right. But there's a point where if you stop doing all of this stuff, you start feeling a lot worse. Yeah. And so you're like, I have to do it. Yeah, and so maybe that's what we mean by being addicted to it. Yeah. It's not like I have to be in there. It's like you come to a point to where you expect yourself to feel a certain way and to look a certain way. Exactly. And to your everyday sort of changes. And so like whenever you don't have that anymore, you notice that something's lacking. Yeah. And so maybe that's what the addiction is.
Right. Okay. I get it. And I'm genuinely like I'm still, I have pretty much like 40 more pounds, so I'm pretty much at the halfway point, to where I want to be, because I've done the research for I'm a smaller frame guy, where I think I want to be, but ultimately I want to be able to, it's morphed from wanting to just look good to I want to do cool shit. I want to be able to do an obstacle course. Right. Like that's like, my ultimate, and I mentioned it to you, Tom, where I just want to do like an obstacle course. Yeah. Cause it looks so fun to me. I want to do like, I watched like the American Ninja Warrior competition. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah. But it just looks like so much fun, and just doing something like that. I'm not saying that like be on TV or whatever, but going through a course like that would be really fun. Right. And I'm not there yet, but it's definitely something that I would love to do. Something more like accomplish physically challenging things. For sure. Is my goal now.
Right, and it's not all like it's all just about myself. I mean, I say that, right, but it also feels nice for other people to notice certain things, like to get compliments, or like, oh, you look nice, or this and that. Like, for example, my buddy Rick, right? He started working out with me 2 months ago, right? And he just, I guess New Year's resolution or whatever it is, right? He started working out with me, and he started losing a little bit of weight, and naturally his arms got a little bigger. His shirt started fitting a little tighter on his arms. And then he tells me, people at work are like, hey man,
complimenting.
Your arms look a little bigger, or your shirts are fitting a little nicer, and this and that. And like he's getting these compliments, right? And he's like, obviously feeling a little better about himself. Yeah. And that like, dude, that's like, God, like he's just more confident in himself, and he's feeling better about himself, and that's like, that's what it's all about.
Well, that ties back into Marlon's view on like just self-esteem.
Right, it's his self-esteem, like and he's just like feeling, and when you feel better about yourself, you just mentally start like being a little healthier. You start walking a little taller. Life gets a little better. And so in a certain way it is a little selfish, but it has a positive effect on the rest of your life.
And you know what? It's not that you're your circumstances or anything gets a little better, but when you feel better about yourself, you start to see all the positive things around you. And it's not like the mentality that I had when I was, if I could only get this thin, my life would be so much better. But it's not that. It's like as you're approaching that, you feel better about yourself, and you start seeing like all the cool shit that's going on around you, and you're like, oh man, this feels good. I feel good about myself. But the stuff that was surrounding you was already there. You just didn't see. You couldn't get past your own ego to see it, and that's been like for me.
Love it, man.
And also, like, being in a relationship, man, I'm sure, like, you can attest to this as well. Like, I've done plenty of things where I do physical activity with my wife, and it's just, like, it's something that we can both do together.
And it's the best. It's the best. Like, I go with Sarah. We had a park day today, and we went out to the park, and we went on to Memorial, and we went on the hiking trails. We did, like, 2 miles on the hiking trails. And then we went and played soccer with Layla. We were passing the soccer ball around. I fell down. I fell down for the first time. Yeah, I did. There was a big old hole, and I was running after the ball, and I was keeping my eye on the ball. And then I didn't see the hole, and I was like, and I ate it hard. And I was like, if it is one of those things, like, you know, when you fall down in public. No, you fall down in public. And because you want to save face, you're like, what? But inside it's like, but it was great, dude. Like, I would not have been able to do that activity 4 months ago.
Right. So like, let's bring it back. So I think let's go back to the whole physical deception thing. Where do we draw the line? Like, where
there's a certain point where the judgment
threshold?
Like the judgment meter starts going haywire.
Let me put my threshold out.
Go ahead.
If it's not permanent, then I'm gonna start judging a little bit. Right?
Okay, well,
if it's not permanent, I'm gonna start judging a little bit.
We're crossing the hour mark now,
but makeup isn't permanent.
Right? No. But
fake asses aren't
in an egregious. Oh, I don't know.
That's surgery.
I don't approve with fake asses.
So those are permanent though.
Yeah, I don't approve.
Well, I guess you could take them out, so they're not really.
Yeah. No, if it's egregious, and if it's egregious, right? It better be fucking permanent. If it's egregious and it's not permanent, if it's egregious and it's not permanent, then I got a problem, right? Yeah. If it really, really fucking makes a difference, then it better be fucking permanent, you know. Okay. And that's where that's my line.
So my thing is, if it's as deceptive as if you were to take a shower,
and it went away,
and you look 50% different than what you did before you took a shower, I'm bailing.
Right. That's a good.
That's
metric
permanent.
Right
that's
a good metric.
That's permanent. Yeah, that's pretty permanent.
Because you got the makeup in there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
For me, when it comes to the risers issue, I feel like I was a little quick to judge. Yeah. It wouldn't be something that I would do.
Yeah.
To try and impress, but I could see, you know, if you're going out with like your significant other,
right,
and she's wearing heels and she's way taller, that you would want to slip them on to be like more, you know, but you're both on the same page. You both know that I'm doing this. It's not deceptive. It's not deceptive. It's deceptive to third parties that don't matter.
I don't know.
I would be more understanding of that situation.
So what parties do matter then?
Huh?
What parties do matter in that instance?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're saying it matters.
You said third parties.
Outside of the relationship. Like, she knows.
But she knows how tall you are. So then why are you even going to put the inserts in there?
To look better in pictures. I don't know. Like for whatever reason.
Pictures for who though?
Pictures
for who?
I don't know, man.
Third parties that don't matter, so it doesn't matter entirely.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So he shouldn't wear the inserts to begin with. That's why, you know what I mean?
So then it matters to her.
What? Huh?
So then it probably matters to her.
It does matter.
I don't know, dude.
I
don't know.
Anyway.
I haven't interviewed this person.
Hey, bring him on the pod next time.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, I guess there's just we all have different sort of.
I guess my hesitation is because there is a double standard in my head, because we don't see it on the same level as like stuffing your bra,
right?
Because I feel like it's.
Well, I feel like inserts is an entirely new thing, dude. Like I never even knew this was a thing until you brought it up.
Yeah.
And I'd never been faced with that question before. And when I had thought about it, I was just like, fuck that guy. He's trying to deceit you.
But then why are you saying fuck that girl? She's stuffing her bra.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
But I'd be more judgmental of you saying fuck that girl because she's stuffing her bra. I'd be like real judgmental about like people saying that to a girl. Yeah. So why am I
fuck that girl for her personality?
Right? But you know what I mean? That's what I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging myself being like, well, why was that my reaction? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm still chewing on that.
I still feel a certain way about it. I mean, I guess I don't know, man. Don't wear inserts, guys. Don't wear them.
Be true to yourself.
Mike, own your shit. Mike hasn't.
I wouldn't wear inserts.
All right.
Well, no, not about wearing them, but what do you think about?
Well, if I wouldn't wear them, I wouldn't want other people to wear them either.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Would you date somebody that wore inserts? What if a girl was like, I want to wear inserts?
Well, a girl wears heels. She's gonna wear heels, man. Like,
but what if she was like sly about it and didn't wear heels?
She wore extra. She wore inserts inside her heels.
She wore Mikes instead of Nikes.
I see it the same way as someone. I see it the same way as someone who wore contact lenses
that are colored.
And they were trying to deceive people into thinking that their eyes were that color. But like, why don't you just wear don't wear contacts? Wear your glasses.
You would respect her more if she actually went through that surgery that changes your eye color.
Is there a surgery?
Yes, I would.
There is a surgery that
yes.
You'd be like, bitch,
like,
crazy.
Why would you do that?
But I like it.
Anyway, I think we've.
You crazy, but I like it.
If you're serious enough about it to go through the, if you're
did we have another time?
No, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up.
I think we're done.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we all have a level of physical appearance and deceit pertaining to physical appearance, and I think we're all over the place right now.
Hey, be yourself.
Hey, but we cannot land on this.
Anyway, I was gonna say, so the next time we record, man, you might have your son here.
Hey.
I don't know about here.
He's gonna be here on Earth.
He'll be here.
Let's real quick. How are you feeling right now, man?
Hurry up.
Yeah, about the whole thing. About the whole thing.
Dude, so it's
describe what your emotions are.
I really don't know how I feel. It's exhilarating.
Nervousness,
I don't know what to expect. It's somewhere I've never been in my life.
Right.
Something that I know that I've always wanted though. And yeah, dude, I'm ready, or as ready as I'm gonna be.
Right.
But that's all I can say, dude. I'm very anxious, and I'm ready for him to be here, and I just hope for the best, dude. I hope my wife goes through the whole birthing process completely fine and everything like that. So there's that level of anxiety also.
Right.
But no, dude. I mean, I'm excited, dude. It's just such a different thing. My life is gonna change forever, and I understand that. And yeah, dude. It's I don't know, man. I don't know.
Are you gonna do the thing where you're gonna grab him and you're gonna go, Simba?
You're gonna fucking present him. The only thing I can say about everybody describes it the same way, and you'll never know until you have it, until it happens, and you never know love like this. The only thing that I can think about describing it to somebody, it's just kryptonite. It's just kryptonite. At the end of the day, it's your kryptonite, dude. It's your only I always thought of myself as just being this strong person and just I could fucking get through anything, and then this fucking baby showed up, and then you're just I don't have as much control over things as I thought I did. You know what I mean? It's just you're just instant fucking
that's
kryptonite
terrifying
in your life, and it is terrifying
because I feel like I'm a lot more sensitive and emotional than you are.
Yeah.
So that is just holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of. I'm a sensitive person, dude. So bringing that whole thing into the equation.
And I've always been very emotional, but to your point, I've gotten a lot more sensitive since the birth of my child, and it's I've never been that sensitive. I've always been very emotional, but I wouldn't say sensitive. But you've always been more sensitive than I have been, and I am now. I cry all the time. I am very, very sensitive. So you are in for it, my man.
Yeah, dude, no, for sure. We're excited. Me and my wife are both chomping at the bit. But
it's great.
And we're ready. We don't know what to expect.
Any day now.
Right.
And I've been terrified at times of dude, I'm so scared. What if I fuck up? I don't know how to do this. And then I think about it, it's there's a lot of idiots out there who've raised children, so I'm fine.
There's
a lot of fucking stupid.
You are gonna fuck up, but it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, the best advice I ever got was you're not the first person to ever raise a child. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
that's true.
Even if you fuck up, a lot of people raise children, and a lot of children end up fine, and I'm more than confident that you guys are gonna fucking do a great job. So,
man, what a way to end this podcast.
Click on the link below. There's a baby registry.
Anything at Target, pretty much.
We'll be going live with the birth.
All right, we're gonna live stream.
Yeah, we're gonna Instagram live that birth.
Anyways, thank you guys very much for joining us again. This was episode number 16 of the Well-Mannered Cartel.
Keep chasing them.
Keep chasing.
A little early, bro. A little premature.
Keep chasing them wet dreams. Follow us on Instagram at the Well-Mannered Cartel. Marlon,
if you have any topics, anything you want us to talk about, thewellmanneredcartel@gmail.com. If you want us to try some liquors or some beers or something, or want to recommend something, just give us a shout out and we will see what we can do.
Or if you want to tell us how dope Lefroy is, just go ahead. Anyhow, if you're listening, thank you very much. If you're watching, thank you very much. We'll catch you guys next time.
Later.